Mindset is everything. So you're gonna have to push the red button. Oh, you could? All right. So mindset is everything. A simple mindset change can turn a slave into a king. And it also can return a king to a slave. So it's all about the way that you perceive things. The Bible says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So we have to be cognizant of our thoughts at all times. And I like to encourage people to let you know who you really are. Jesus said, ye are gods. Okay? So being made in the image of God doesn't mean that we have the physical characteristics of God. It means that we have the spirit of the source that created us. The limitless source that created us is inside of you. Everything that you ever need in life or ever want is already inside of you. You have to just get yourself in proper alignment, and then you can manifest it. And the reason I'm starting this off like this is because as long as you believe that the power that creates worlds comes from anywhere but inside of you, you will never reach your fullest potential. Because you're always relying on something else. And that reliance is based on rules and regulations. You know what I mean? So you can cheat yourself out of your blessing by not acknowledging the fact that you are, in fact, part of the creative source that actually made you. Okay? So, forgiveness. So Einstein said, everything is energy. In order to manifest anything, you have to match the energy frequency of what you want, and then you will receive it. He said, this is not philosophy. This is physics. Okay? So you don't even need faith for this. This is just a physical law. All right? So the way energy works is like this. Two opposing energy frequencies cannot occupy the same space. It's impossible. Love cannot live where hate is at. Wealth cannot live where lack mentality is at. Right? Health cannot thrive in a sick mentality. You know? Anything you want, you have to project that before you receive it, right? No man can serve two masters. You're going to pick one or the other, right? So, one of the barriers to manifestation is this. In my opinion, the greatest barrier is unforgiveness, okay? So, unforgiveness. So you have unforgiveness, you have envy, you have hate, you have jealousy. All of that is rooted in unforgiveness, right? So, there are 3 steps to forgiveness. First step is this. People that are hurting will hurt other people, right? It's more about that person that hurt you than it is about you, right? So if that person has some unresolved issues that's going on, negative energy always is looking for another host. It's too painful to hold inside. Like, you have to get that release, even though it's just a temporary release. It may just be for 10, 15 seconds. You know, that release, you need it. It's just too painful to hold in, right? So you have to acknowledge the fact that the person that hurt you is hurting themselves. So you look at it like kind of my situation. Like, I had these situations where I was in abusive relationships, and it went both ways. And I just kept recognizing the same pattern. So I did what most people in my community are unwilling to do. I went to see a therapist. And this is the thing. 1 in 4 Americans have some type of mental health issue. It's more normal than you think. But there's a stigma attached to mental health issues that, if you go and talk to somebody, you crazy. Or you just don't feel that if I talk to somebody, how can I just talk my way out of something that hurts so deeply? How can it be as simple as talking about it? Well, the thing is, talking is a release. A lot of that stuff that you're holding in, you've been holding in for years, and it's just eating away. It's eating away at your body. It's damaging your relationships. It's compromising your confidence in yourself. You have to release it. Because this is the thing, like I said, two opposing energy frequencies cannot occupy the same space. You can't. As long as you're holding on to that hate, you can't attract a loving relationship. People wonder why I keep attracting the same man. Every man that I run into uses me, or he's putting his hands on me, or he's doing this and that. It's you. It's you. And what you're unwilling to let go is that energy that you're projecting outward. And the universe will always give you exactly what you ask for. And you ask for it by what you're projecting. So, you have these issues that are going on. And you develop an operating system in your mind. So, when I went to the therapist, and I'm figuring out, why am I having these relationships? And it turned out that I viewed abuse when I was a very young child. I didn't remember that I viewed it. But as I went to the therapy, it revealed itself. We have a mechanism in our brain that tries to save us from pain by compartmentalizing it and pushing it away so it doesn't hurt us. But it's still in there, wreaking havoc. And it only takes just a little bit to get it out. It might be a word or, an angry tone that triggers it. But it's still in there. And until you get it out, you're going to react the same exact way. I remember when I would do something abusive to somebody, I would say, I would get that temporary release. I would feel better for about 15 seconds or so. And then the guilt and shame would flood in. And I felt bad because I'm an empath. I feel people's pain. So, I would make a promise that I would never do it again. And in my mind, I really felt that I wouldn't. I wasn't in a position to make that type of claim because I hadn't resolved the underlying root issue that caused me to do it in the first place. Right? As long as people are hurting and they don't resolve their issue, they will continue to hurt you. Okay? So, when you realize that these people have unresolved issues, it's easier to forgive them. Okay? And we think that forgiveness is doing that person a favor. Like telling that person that it's okay that you hurt. Like it's cool. You're giving them a pass. That's not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is the most selfish act that you can do. Because you are the biggest beneficiary of forgiveness. It is a release that I can't even describe in words when you really truly forgive somebody. Because think about it, like that person is not, a lot of times they're not even sorry. So you cannot forgive somebody based on them being sorry for what they did. Sometimes that person is dead and gone. Sometimes that person is still broken. So they won't even acknowledge what they did. Right? They'll try to blame it on you. So you cannot base your forgiveness based on them being able to admit to it. In a perfect world, I've had people do that before. It doesn't happen like that, though. So that's the first step, just acknowledging that these people are hurt. And I was talking to my sister one day about it. I said, you know what? If you imagine the person that hurt you as an innocent child, having done to them what they're doing to you, you'll have more compassion for that person. And, like I said, because of the stigma attached to mental health, we are unwilling to get these issues resolved in a professional setting, right? Some of it is petty. Some of it is like abusive and verbal and sexual and all of that stuff. But some of it is just as petty as somebody taking your girlfriend in high school or taking your boyfriend in high school. You still hold on to that petty stuff. Like, what is that? Seriously, this is the thing. Like, and you know you haven't forgiven a person if you can look at a person, their voice or their presence is stealing your peace. You know you haven't forgiven. And when you allow somebody to steal your peace, they have become your master. You're giving these people so much power over your life. You gave them power over your confidence. You gave them power over the destruction of future relationships. You're giving them power over your mind. Why would you give somebody that power? Second step of forgiveness is this. You've forgiven them, you've acknowledged the fact that they were hurting, so they hurt you. Now you have to wish them the best. And by wishing them the best, you hope that they get their issues resolved so they don't hurt additional people. Right? Because you don't want anybody to feel the pain that you felt.